Hey everybody, Dr. Eric Lund here, and welcome to your weekly health video. This week's question comes to us from John, and John asks, what is your opinion of intermittent fasting? So let's first talk about intermittent fasting. Basically, intermittent fasting falls under a category of what's called time-restricted feeding. So basically, there's going to be a certain window in which you're going to eat and consume all liquids except for water. So the common time frame for intermittent fasting is you may eat and drink your food between noon and 8 p.m. And so then from 8 p.m. until the next day at noon, you're not going to have anything. So again, you're eating and drinking all of your food except for water between noon and 8 p.m. And basically what this does is it simulates fasting in your body, and so that will actually speed up your metabolism. And so it can be very beneficial for losing weight. There's other metabolic effects like improved sleeping, and there's a lot of benefits to it. What I recommend for patients if they want to try something like this is start out with more of a time-restricted window of 12 hours. So perhaps you have the window between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. where you're going to consume your food and drink, and then take off from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So the majority of that time you're sleeping. You're still going to simulate some fasting. You're still going to get the metabolic effects. And they've actually tested this time-restricted feeding in cancer patients. So they took women that had breast cancer, and then they gave them the time-restricted feeding of 12 hours. So eat everything from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or whatever window you want to do. They didn't tell them to eat any healthier foods, just what you're going to eat within that window. And those who followed that had a 40% or 46% reduction in the recurrence of cancer simply by just doing time-restricted feeding and not changing anything related to their diet. So again, if you want to try this, I think it has a lot of benefits, and I would go with a 12-hour window first, potentially 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. before I'd go to a full what's considered intermittent fasting, where you maybe only eat within an 8-hour window instead of a 12-hour window. But great question, John. Thanks for submitting your question. And again, if you have questions, we want to answer them for you. So you can either email us or feel free to message us on Facebook, and maybe next week we'll answer your question. Thanks a lot for watching.